Hey everybody, welcome to Tales from the Tavern. My name is Dominic, and I'm here with my friend Matt Ingebretson. Hey,
Dominic.
Yeah, Matty,
my old buddy. Damn, Dom.
You're listening to two men with deep voices. That's what this is.
Hey guys,
how's it going? We could probably both do radio, right?
Yeah, I was told today that I have a really nice voice. I don't mean to brag, but
I don't mean to brag either, but yeah, you do.
Well, that's not bragging, so you were not.
But yeah, Matt, you're a stand-up here in LA. I
do stand-up comedy. I write. I make videos. I'm a modern Renaissance piece of shit internet guru.
He's one of those internet boys.
Yeah, I'm an internet boy.
You run a show in
Echo
Park, a stand-up show
called Good Heroin every Saturday at Stories, Books, and Cafe at 8 o'clock.
That's a real nice neighborhood, too, because you can get something good to eat within a block.
It's like a great thing to do on a Saturday night, because it's 8 o'clock to like 10, and so you can get a bite to eat before, go out for a drink after.
The walking area in Echo Park is awesome. That one bar it's basically like craft beers.
El Prado.
Yes. Super cool.
Yeah. We just had our anniversary show and at the Echo, which is like right next door, the Rock Club. And we were anticipating like getting a good turnout, and then it got put on this app called 5 Things, which is apparently this very popular like what to do at night app.
Oh, okay.
And over 800 people showed up, and they had to turn away hundreds of people for the show, which was pretty wild.
Well, you guys had a pretty killer lineup, too.
Good lineup,
yeah. Well, I mean, you guys run great shows. There's someone great on the show every time. I would say everyone's great on that show.
Every show is good when you come to Good Heroin.
So people can go to that show. It's almost every Saturday. Sometimes you guys don't do it, but it's pretty much every Saturday.
Pretty much every Saturday, unless it's like falling on a holiday where it's not worth it. So like around the holidays, but otherwise every Saturday.
But today we have stories, we have tales, we have threads featuring the writing prompts, witch hunters and sirens.
Ooh, girl.
It's pretty promiscuous.
That's a hot prompt.
Those are hot prompts.
And these stories are going to get steamy, I think.
They're going to get pretty steamy. I just want to fill people in that when you said these stories are going to get steamy, I'm house sitting for our friend Tim.
That's
Tim
right.
Jennings of Stone's Realm fame. And as you said, steamy, his dog hopped up on my lap. and now he's getting in her little bed over there, and it's all going to be all right after the rest of the night there.
Yeah, she looks like a nice dog. She looks like she has some mild mental issues, but overall looks like a nice, kind dog.
She's a sweet dog.
She's got a crazy look in her eyes, but
but where are we? We're in another world, aren't we?
We're in the 12th Realm.
The 12th Realm. Holy shit.
We're in the 12th Realm, Dom, and we're in Beer Tavern.
Beer Tavern. What can you get at Beer Tavern?
Only wine. Port wine.
Craft wine? Or?
No, just we have one kind of wine.
Mulled
wine.
You know that bar moves fast when you're only serving mulled wine.
Oh, real fast.
Because it comes out of a bucket.
It's right out of the bucket.
But what kind of folks visit this tavern? What kind of people would come in here? Like thieves or warriors from a war? Or
this is a nice family tavern, so it's mostly families. They have a kids menu.
Okay.
They do food too, so it's mulled wine. and the kids menu, they got a nice grilled cheese, they got mac and cheese, and you can get a ham and cheese sandwich there too. So bring your kids and
stop by Beer Tavern in the 12th Realm.
yeah, that's right.
I imagine for kids, the dinner starts off kind of nice with all those cheese options, but with the mulled wine, it probably doesn't end well.
Oh no, the parents always end up fighting. That mulled wine brings out the dark side of every relationship.
It's like the last stop before divorce.
Yes, Beer Tavern, and then a dark conversation around midnight in your kitchen. This tale is untitled, but it's of the Witch Hunters and Sirens prompt. Okay, here we go. The untitled Matt Ingebretson Witch Hunters and Sirens.
The untitledness is a bit of a mystery.
You're intrigued already.
Yes.
Untitled. Slice, said Barnabas the witch hunter out loud as he cut a witch in half with his sword of magic. Punch, he said as he socked another witch in her crooked nose. Barnabas had a bad habit of vocalizing his own actions when he was in battle. He had been working on it with his therapist for some time, but had yet to kick the habit. All right, Barnabas is our hero. Get ready. Here we go. Barnabas, a 5'4" tall, portly, balding witch hunter who wore prescription contacts, a sweater vest, and Dr. Scholl's gel orthotics, fought his way through the inner sanctum of the witches of Doomsville.
Oh, man.
It should also be noted that Barnabas had a third leg that just sort of idly dangled from his left butt cheek. The useless third leg was the mark of the witch hunter in the 12th Realm in which Barnabas dwelled. Release the siren of power to me, shouted Barnabas as he approached the last standing witch guarding a solid gold cage within which slept the siren of power. Release her to me or die by my sword. Never, screeched the witch. She belongs to the High Witch of the 12th Realm who dwells atop the big mountain. Wait, which big mountain? Replied Barnabas. You know, the big mountain, said the witch. The one with the red rings of fire circling above it at all times. Oh, okay, said Barnabas. I didn't know if you were talking about the big mountain or just like a big mountain. I'm talking about the big mountain, you portly Dr. Scholl's wearing three-legged chicken, said the witch. What did you just call me, said Barnabas. Portly Dr. Scholl's wearing three-legged chicken. Nobody calls me portly Dr. Scholl's wearing three-legged chicken, using the exact same cadence Marty McFly uses in Nobody Calls Me a Chicken in Back to the Future. Barnabas then charged the witch as she pulled out her wand and began flinging spells at him. Hammer slam, yelled Barnabas as he grabbed a hammer out of his pocket and slammed the witch right in the head, knocking her out cold. As the dead witch bled out hardcore on the ground, Barnabas looked up to see the siren of power waking from her slumber. Who are you? She said groggily. Standing up as tall as his stupid portly body allowed him, Barnabas declared, I am Barnabas Bartleby, witch hunter of the 12th Realm. I'm trained in the magical arts and CPR, and I've been divorced 3 times. And I'm here to save you and reunite you with your twin sister so that peace and order and everyone's libidos can be restored to the realm. Libidos? Said the siren. Ever since you and your twin sister were separated and enslaved, nobody has felt horny, and nobody has gotten laid. And as a result, everyone is in a super bad mood. It's really ugly out there. The siren stood tall within her cage. Then I must be reunited with my sister. We must restore the libidos of the 12th Realm. Without their libidos, our world is doomed. Barnabas then grabbed the key to her cage and released her. What shall I call you? He said. You can call me Lindsay Lohan, said the siren. End of part 1.
This is the first tale to have parts.
Oh yeah, it's a 3-parter.
Incredible. We call that an epic around here.
All right, great. Part 2. Barnabas Bartleby. Also, there's some time jumps going to be happening here. Part 2. Barnabas Bartleby and Lindsay Lohan were sitting around a campfire eating takeout Chinese food. Barnabas was having General Tso's chicken and Lindsay was enjoying a nice pineapple fried rice. Unfortunately, they weren't getting along. Well, then why don't you just suck my dick, said Lindsay. I would if you even had a dick, yelled Barnabas. How do you know I don't have a dick? Have you been peeking inside my underwear at night, said Lindsay. How dare you accuse me of that? I'm an adult and I understand boundaries. I just assume that because you're named Lindsay that, well, maybe stop assuming. It's simple as assumptions like that which lead to fundamental intolerances of our society. Turns out that Barnabas and Lindsay had nothing in common. Barnabas was more of a Lord of the Rings guy, and Lindsay was more of a Battlestar Galactica girl.
Understandable.
The meal ended, and Barnabas reached inside the takeout bag to find 2 glowing fortune cookies. He gave one to Lindsay and took one himself. They both opened them. Hey, said Lindsay. I'm sorry that we've been fighting a lot. I'm really grateful you saved me from the witches. I guess it's just hard to get along with you on account of all of our fundamental differences. It's okay, said Barnabas. I know you're stressed out about your sister being captured. What do you say, just for fun, we read our fortunes at the same time, said Lindsay. That sounds real nice, said Barnabas. I don't need to hear your reasoning for doing that at all. I'm in. So both Lindsay and Barnabas cracked open their fortune cookies and read their fortune out loud. Dom, I would like you to read this with me for effect.
Okay. To teach thee a lesson ye shall never forget. A body-switching trick shall commence now.
The earth started to shake underneath them both, and they started getting really dizzy. And then they passed out and fell on the ground. A few hours passed, and when they woke up, their minds were switched into each other's bodies, just like in the 2003 version of Freaky Friday starring Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. End of part 2. All right.
I just got to say, that's quite the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Basically cliffhanging us into the premise of a movie.
And big news, none of that really gets resolved.
Perfect.
End of part 2. Part 3, the final part. We smash jump into Barnabas getting his third dangling leg chopped off by the High Witch of the 12th Realm. That's a pretty big time jump right there.
That's pretty huge.
I skipped a lot of stuff. So, to catch you up, this part has a previously on.
To make up for what is assumed to be an entire film of antics.
To catch you up, basically Barnabas is a super good witch hunter and was very easily able to kill his way into the High Witch of the 12th Realm's chamber. Which was a good thing because Lindsay Lohan was of no use in battle. She was scared. And Lindsay Lohan, ever since she was a little kid, didn't like it. She's never been in a fight in her life, so the whole killing a bunch of witches to save her sister was really stressing her out and causing her to confront a lot of shit she'd been pushing down all these years. I am now just realizing, which I should have realized before, that I think I have a flaw in my story. I suppose the other thing to catch up on here is that somewhere along the way they unswitched their bodies. Because I realized that when I picked up writing this story, I ignored the fact that I had Freaky Friday'd them.
Well, I believe that's what the previously on is for.
That's right. So previously on, all of that, plus they switched bodies back. Okay, back to it. So, Barnabas just got his third leg chopped off by the witch, which is bad news because it turns out that the third leg is where all of his witch-hunting power is stored. Oh no, my witch-hunting power is gone, exclaimed Barnabas. Ha ha ha, cackled the High Witch. Now you'll never save the siren sister. All is lost, yelled Barnabas as he started crying. All is fucking lost and all is my fucking fault. Now nobody in the 12th realm will ever get their libidos back and nobody will ever have sex again and everyone will be super unhappy. Damn it, I'm such an idiot. But as Barnabas went on and on about how much of a failure he was, Lindsay Lohan snuck over to the cage where her twin sister was kept and picked the lock and let her out. Now her twin sister, whose name was also Lindsay Lohan, came out of the cage. They held hands and faced the High Witch. They knew there was only one way to defeat her, and that was to sing.
That really fits the tone of your story.
That's right. This is a Freaky Friday / Parent Trap crossover, but a particularly confusing one because that song is from the original Parent Trap, not the Lindsay Lohan version. The power of the song caused a massive energy wave to blast the witch to smithereens. But the wave didn't stop there. It ran down the side of the mountain and into every single home, tree, nook, and cranny in the 12th realm, traveling right through the genitals of every living creature. They all felt a tingle in their jingles. Their libido was back, and they all immediately started having sex. And then moments later, they all came. And nobody, not even the sirens, anticipated the amount of cum that would spray out of every living being's genitals. It was a tidal wave of cum that coursed over the land of the 12th realm like a typhoon, causing every single living being in the 12th realm to drown to death. Even Barnabas and the Lindsay Lohan and sirens. The end.
I love that a fantasy land for you is just an amalgamation of 2 Lindsay Lohan remake Disney films that ends in a cum-covered death. All right, Matt, are you ready for my tale of witch hunters and sirens?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do it. This one is called Mirror Dome. It was a fine day in the land of Orkspire. Just one of those Sunday afternoons where you're like, I'm going to get a ton of stuff done today. And then you lay down and just none of it gets done.
Oh, boy.
But it wasn't a day off for everyone in Orkspire. No, some folks had half a day. Like the great hero Jack Levelcap, who was just walking home after saving the gnome town of Sheetrock from a giant troll. Jack Levelcap was the #1 dude at most things. He had shoulder-length blonde hair that tickled his traps, and with a short beard and muscles that everyone liked. Oh. He dressed in chainmail and could get it. Jack got back to his modest home full of treasures from his journeys and sat down to read the evening edition of the Kicking-Ass Times. When suddenly his front door burst open and another one of those old gnomes from Sheetrock fell in. Jack Levelcap, please help us, cried the gnome. A witch has stolen the magical staff of sheetrock that we keep in a glass case at the center of town. I just got done saving that goddamn place, said Jack, as he put his newspaper down.
I'm too old for this shit.
Basic. And that's kind of a terrible place for a magic staff. Yes, we are super sorry, but the staff is now in the hands of Zulta, the witch, who has retreated into the Fortress of the Mind, a floating fortress with rabid dogs in it that plays scary music. We think she's harnessing the staff's powers in some kind of magic room that allows the fortress to float. And so, we offer you the assistance of the only student in our school of magic, Freezy the Young. In stepped Freezy the Young with his curly black hair. He wore a blue Freezy, you know? He wore a blue apprentice robe and a matching blue bandana with an eye drawn on it. Freezy was young in the eyes and face, but a little old in the fingers, which Jack figured was from practicing magic all the time. The warrior eyed the gnome apprehensively, for Jack was the #1 dude at most things, but Freezy was the one thing Jack wasn't a #1 dude at.
Whoa.
A wizard. I ain't no goddamn wizard, said Jack. I know, said the old gnome. That's why we're lending you young Freezy here, the only one of our sons not lured away by the pleasures of Scruppledoon. Scruppledoon was a promiscuous place, one that specialized in indoor kids, so they all kind of go wild over there. Hey, said Freezy, I can teleport us to the Fortress of the Mind. Hold both my hands. Jack couldn't say no. He knew the longer that witch had the staff, the harder it was going to be to beat her. So he reached out and held Freezy's hands, and in a blink they were inside the Fortress of the Mind. All the walls and floors and ceilings inside the fortress were mirrors, and it was incredibly disorienting and hypnotic. One could get lost staring at the next reflection. Scary, ambient music was playing, and that didn't help at all. Jack marveled at the craftsmanship. Damn, does my back really look like that? Said the man as he flexed and turned to get a better look. Damn, it's massive as fuck. You're goddamn right it looks good, said a voice. You like what you see, Freezy? I didn't say anything, replied the gnome. You didn't just come on to me? No, I'm trying to get that staff we teleported here for. Ah, yes, let's get back to that, said Jack. The two walked through the fortress, careful not to allow the reflections to reveal themselves to any potential threats. Every few minutes, Zulta's menacing laugh echoed throughout the fortress, and it honestly may have been on the ambient scary music track that was playing, but it just didn't feel real to be live, so I think it was recorded. The two came to a long hexagon-shaped mirror hallway. A rabid purple dog appeared at the other end of the hall. Jack grabbed his sword. The dog snarled, and our heroes thought they heard the beginning of the Rough Riders anthem begin to play. The beast began to sprint toward him. The mirrors reflected an infinite number of purple dogs, which was wildly confusing to look at, but would look awesome in a music video. Freezy and Jack hesitated to move. They couldn't stop looking at all the reflections. And a purple dog, wow, that's something to look at. Jack snapped out of his trance and shouted to Freezy, "Use your frost magic to freeze the dog!" The wizard clenched his fist and threw it forward, tossing a couple ice cubes at the dog, which bounced off its face and pissed it off bad. "I'm only in frost magic first grade," exclaimed the young wizard as the dog somehow sprinted harder. The dog leaped toward them. Jack drew his weapon, closed his eyes, and cut through the air, slicing the dog in two before it dissipated into purple dust.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it wasn't a real dog,
okay,
you know? I want to be clear here.
Okay.
No dogs die in Orcspire.
Okay,
except,
good.
But magic dogs, maybe.
Because I'd be fucking pissed if you killed some dogs.
Yeah, no, I would be mad. I would be mad at myself. "She's got magic dogs," said Jack. He sheathed his weapon and began to walk down the hexagon hallway as Zulta's soft laugh echoed again. Freezy felt real dumb back there about that ice cube thing and decided he was having a bad time. He looked down at his feet and wondered what was going on over in Scruple-Dune. He was seriously considering joining the rest of his horny contemporaries if he ever gets out of this fortress alive. Jack couldn't help himself from getting lost in his repeating reflections, and the hexagon hallway wasn't making it any easier. His eye would follow the edge of one Jack to another, hoping to reveal some part of him he hadn't seen yet. Suddenly, the distant reflections of Jack began to change. He watched as one became an orc, another a rat man, another a ghost, another with a rock with a face on it. One after another, Jack had followed the changing reflections back to the one right in front of him, and he watched as his own reflection shifted into Zulta the Witch. Zulta was a human, just as tall as Jack, with brunette hair and a hooded cape that said "Classic Witch."
I love the way you read, Zulta was a human.
It's these little details, the formalities. Mesmerized by both her magic and beauty, Jack was lost in her eyes, as he was the mirrors. "The wizard's always trying to take us away from each other," spoke the witch. "You should probably destroy him." "Good idea," said Jack in a hollow gaze. In this moment, Freezy looked up from his feet in self-hatred and saw the witch smiling as Jack turned to the gnome. He instantly raised his hands and threw a spell into the mirror, one that he could cast. Cancel magic. Zulta's reflect. I feel like that's the worst spell. That you're like cancel magic. Okay,
it's Control Z to kiss.
It's Control C to kiss.
Yeah,
and then just go ahead and
yeah,
that's gone. I feel like it's a spell I never use in games. But anyway,
yeah.
Zulta's reflection cracked, spiderwebbing to the other mirrors of the hallway. Her spell on Jack had broken. "Run!" shouted the wizard. The two ran and dived out of the entire hallway as it shattered, and it would have looked awesome in a music video. Our heroes had little time. Zulta's laughter grew louder and was definitely live now. They ran through the fortress, searching for the room that held the magic staff of sheetrock stalked by Zulta's reflection. They came to some steps leading up to a large door with an eye drawn on it. This had to be it. And they had just lost Zulta's reflection. That happened. I'm just telling you it happened. It's not that big. Jack ran up the steps and jiggled the handle. "Locked," he whisper-talked. Just then, the real Zulta rounded the corner with two purple dogs at her side. "Shut him down, open up shop," she instructed. The dogs began to sprint toward our heroes. Zulta's powers had grown. The reflection seemed to multiply, and the room became exhausting to even be in. Jack was disoriented. Zulta held out her hands as she began to morph her purple dogs into buff, bipedal purple dog men. "Quick, freeze the lock and I'll smash it," Jack shouted as he turned to fight off the crazed dog men. Freezy had one last chance to save the day with his frost magic. He closed his eyes and clenched his fists with all his grip. He pulled back and threw his hand forward toward the lock, hurling one pencil-thin icicle that shot through the keyhole and picked the lock in a fucking miracle.
Whoa.
Holy shit, you did it! Shouted Jack. He opened the door, and inside was the magic staff of sheetrock standing upright and glowing on a pedestal. "Don't fucking touch my shit!" shouted Zolta. The boys only had one chance. They both dived for the staff, grabbing it in the exact same moment. They could immediately feel the magic flowing through their bodies. The reflections of Jack and Freezy on the room's mirrors began to shift and overlap one another as their bodies glowed with a bright white light. The entire room was bright as shit, and even Zulta and her weird dogman had to shield their eyes. Finally, the light had calmed. Out of the room stepped a man, not Jack, not Freezy, a man in a purple robe that was open so you could see his muscles, with curly blonde hair and a beard. His face was bold and masculine, yet sweet and soft, and the staff was now a sword staff. Ooh. And he looked enlightened as fuck. Zolta was shocked. "Who the hell are you?" she asked. The gorgeous man looked closely at an inscription on the sword staff and read, "Whenever two unlikely heroes hold the magic staff of sheetrock at the same time, they shall form the Walker of Orkspire, Rick, all class." Also, the staff will become a sword staff. Jack Levelcap and Freezy the Young had evolved from merely players to a guide, but Zulta was pissed. She was going to kill 2 guys today, and now she only gets to kill 1. "You fucking ass," she shouted. "Whoa," said Rick. "Is killing a thing you even want to be doing?" Zulta pondered this for a moment and then said, "No." "Well, what is it you would rather do?" "I want to sing a song real loud." "Then sing, Zulta. Sing the sweetest song with the dopest verses." Inspired with a new outlook on life, Zulta the Witch ditched the whole obsession with stealing things and luring people to their death. She ran to the most beautiful valley in Orkspire, and she began to sing. "'Twas nice." "What about us?" said one of the dogmen. "We are abominations of magic," said the other. "It is true," Rick replied. "You are not of this world, and if you wish, I can send you back to the realm of magic with the release of death." "Yes," said one of the dogmen. "Release us," spoke the other. Rick closed his eyes and cocked his sword staff like a shotgun and blew both dogmen away with a blast of arcane magic. The end.
Wow.
I didn't get a chance, so much going on.
Sure.
The dogmen were super gross looking. Like they were
gross.
Yeah, well, they were pretty cute dogs.
Oh, and they became like monsters.
Monster men, like the imps from Doom, like the brown spiky guys.
Oh no, so like Chewbacca.
Yeah, like Chewbacca's.
Are those the same creatures, Chewbacca and the imps from Doom?
I do not believe.
Wait, am I thinking of the right people? Like the hairy, brown-haired.
They're brown and they have like white spikes on them.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes.
So they're like that. See, I was basically imagining like a dog version of Barney. I'm
imagining that with the same proportions. So like a little dog.
Yeah.
Yes, that too.
Okay.
So that's what the other one was. The other one was the imp. The other one was Barney.
Got it. Okay. Well, great story, Dom.
Thanks,
Truly
man.
enjoyed it. I would have loved to have heard some of the singing from the witch, but I know that it's hard to hit those notes she was hitting.
What do you think the song was? And you can either tell me or you can sing it to me.
And I will always love you. Will always love you.
I think you fucking hit it spot on. Both the song that was being sung and the singing.
Thank you.
So, Matt, I got to ask, while we're here in the beer tavern, which,
Sure.
I have to be honest, I saw many breakups while sitting here.
Yep.
I saw 2 children crying, leaving with separate parents. Mm-hmm. That was probably the worst one.
That's tough.
Yeah, you've seen it before, though. You've been here.
I mean, that's a day-to-day occurrence here at Beer Tavern.
Do you also work here? Is that... it kind of sounds like you work here. It kind of sounds like you're here a lot.
Yeah, I bartend. I take some shifts bartending. But, even when I'm not working, this is my place.
You're one of those guys who, came to the bar so much and then started picking up shit. Yeah,
you take the night off. I got it covered. It's just I'm just dipping a cup into a bucket of mulled wine. It's the easiest bartending job ever.
They're gonna cheese sandwich off the off the heater.
They're
in the
easy
back.
to make. Yeah,
that's no problem. So I have to ask, the 12th Realm.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to know, but I have to ask.
Sure.
What happened to the other realms? Are they in existence anymore, or?
Well, yes, and the witch hunters can travel in between the realms.
Whoa!
They're the only ones that can do that, and because they have to hunt witches in each of the realms. There's only a certain amount of them, and they kind of travel and live throughout all of the realms.
I sincerely love that. Yeah. That's awesome.
The 12th realm, though, has been, ever since it was flooded with cum. There was a revival, and turned out not everyone died. So basically, it's been a lot of cum cleanup crews, and we're piecing it back together.
But I mean, that created a lot of jobs.
I
mean, that's something to look
Put
at.
a lot of men to work.
Well, Matt, I had a wonderful time in the 12th Realm.
Well, I'm glad you could join me here.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I got to hear the tale of Lindsay Lohan's.
Yeah.
and Bartleby or Barnabas?
Bartleby.
Bartleby. Well, I love that I heard got to hear his tale and his crying.
Thank you for sharing your tale with me.
Thank you, Matt. Anytime. So, Matt, you perform stand-up comedy pretty regularly. Are you performing soon?
That's right, yeah. I would recommend coming to a Good Heroin. If you live in LA, come to Good Heroin. And you can follow me on Twitter at Matt Ingebretson. That's MattingeBretson.
We're those guys who were able to get our names, but we'll be spelling them for the rest of our lives.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess we've been spelling them our whole lives. But anyway.
It'll be a constant, and I've accepted it, and I live with it, and it's fine.
I want to hear the rhythm of which you spell your last name.
I actually just did it in kind of a rhythm I don't typically do it. I'll try to knock it out of the park, my, phone spelling of Ingebretson.
Got it.
That's INGEBRETSON.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I give them 2 letters at a time.
3 at the end because it's easy.
3 at the end, because it's easy.
I do, and I believe I picked this up from my mom, but it's MOSCHITTI.
Yeah, that's how I learned how to spell my last name, was hearing my mom spell it for people over the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moms, man, gotta love them.
Love moms.
It's always...
Guys, we love our moms.
I gotta say, I call my mom. I love her. But Matt, so Good Heroin, it's every Saturday. 10 o'clock, 8 to 10?
Yeah, and look me up on Twitter. Check out my website, mattingebretson.com. I got vids.
You got some real funny vids.
I got some funny vids, and I got some other fun stuff to check out. And, go do whatever you want with your lives. But look me up on the internet.
Now, well, Matt, before I finish off my my mug of mulled wine here, how do people say goodbye in the 12th Realm?
The traditional goodbye in the 12th Realm is to fold your hands in front of you and say, "Never stop loving me."
So like this?
Yes.
Never stop loving.
Never stop loving me.
Never stop loving me, everyone. Have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you real soon. Thanks again for being on, Matt.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.